Hey guys, welcome. Aquarius. This is for you, Sun, Moon, and Rising, December 2025 horoscope predictions, forecasts, guidance. I'm one of you, so I'm excited. I'm going to give you an overview. We're going to break it down week by week. And so before we do the week by week, let's go for a basic theme here. It looks to me like you're going to be having a lot of career and earnings and money flow for almost the whole first half of the month. But then as we move into the second half, anything to do with working too hard and grinding is going to start to feel like you absolutely have to close up shop. You need to downtime it. And the closer we move to the end of the month, the more you want to go into retreat, into stillness, into time alone, into ashrams, into far off lands where you can rest by the salty swimming pool or something like that. So you're going to spend the first half of the month for sure feeling good about work and it's flowing. Second half, you have to take a break. And if you don't work, that's fine. There are other areas that when we get to the week by week that I'll describe what it could mean for you. Certainly you'll come into taking way better care of your health as well as you get to the second half of December. You might start sober January or whatever. There's a name for that, in the middle of December, if that's one of your things. We're going to break this down again, as I said, in a week by week picture. I'm going to spin the wheel. But if you're new to my channel, please think about subscribing and hitting the notification bell. I'd love to have you. My name is Lori Lothian. This is Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology using ancient Time Lord tools, fixed houses, fixed signs, and minor asteroids are all a part of my gig. I did start a membership. By the time you see this, I'm recording in November. Check the join button, see the perks by coming aboard and being a member here on my channel. If you don't like the perks, don't join, but at least you can think about being a member. And, you get lots of perks, including my Saturday salons where I'll meet with you in a live members only connection. Also, I don't like to over promote in the middle of my videos because it breaks my flow. So up front, just know this. If you missed my deadline December 1st, pre-sale price of my 12 videos, 2+ hours each, guidance for your sign, which is great because you get your sun, moon, and rising, share with friends and family, stocking stuffer. You can still get it at $55, the not pre-sale price, but lower than the $66 price that will come into effect January 1st throughout the rest of the next year. So check it out. It's a fundraiser. It's a scholarship fund creator for people who can't afford my readings and channel to do that, to get me equipment, to help me hire staff, to help me with my work. And if that kind of thing is appealing to you, to be a part of my fundraiser and receive this incredible All Signs Bundle, Time Your Best 2026 guidance. I do this every year. Please check under the video, under the more button in the description link, and I'll try to remember to get my assistant to pin it to the comments. All right, let's get going and talk about this sky. I am recording so early, November 6th, because I have travel plans. So I don't really know what's going on in the world. So remember, world astrology is a separate gig. This is your sign. And I relate because I have Aquarius rising. And if you're listening to your rising, guys, you're listening for matters that are connected to your avatar simulation game player character. And so often circumstances do affect the character you're playing here. Your sun is your core essential nature, your true self who plays a character. It's the game player, not the character. However, to listen for sun descriptions in sun, moon, rising, it's as if you're listening for matters about reputation, purpose, and career. And if you're leadership, if you're listening for matters connected to moon, which is your mind and thoughts about your life, but also home and domicile. So you'll think about matters that might impact your home, like an eclipse to your moon can eclipse your home and you will move, for example. Let's get started. These videos are a little shorter than most months because it's not a busy month compared to most months. It's quite simple. So that's why it's going to be shorter than usual, not because I'm out to get you guys. All right, so I need to guzzle a little water because I need it. As we begin the month of December, the first week of the month, December 1st to the 7th, you'll notice that Jupiter is trining Saturn, and Saturn turned direct, by the way, November the 26th or so. Saturn is moving forward to help you make money. He has been retrograding for 4 months before December the 26, and you might have noticed some kind of, either a slowdown in your earnings, revenue, and money, or just it felt like a grind, or you wanted to take time off, but you kept doing it. It could have been felt a little easier to make the money as well. And as Saturn is now going direct by the end of the month of November and direct motion here in your earnings house, notice that we end up with that flow or the trine energy to Jupiter And now Jupiter's retrograde, right, as of November 11th, but there's still a nice flow between these planets. And this is going to open up a feeling then in the first week of December through to about the 5th, 6, that things are moving forward with ease and flow regarding work, job, career, money, earnings, and resources. Also, better health through improved dietary habits and styles, including abilities to hold back addictive patterns and tendencies that sabotage your wellness. You've got a handle on it, especially after November 27th. And this is giving you some deep rewards and satisfactions for revising that food style, addiction repair, etc. And this is also a beautiful energy for you in terms of finding satisfaction and rewards in work in a deep, spiritually meaningful way. And this trine between Jupiter and Saturn was active all of November, but we didn't have Saturn in direct motion at the time, only Jupiter exalted in your 6th house, which probably meant you were working way too hard for most of November. And can I relate after Sky Reader and creating these all signs videos for you guys for next year? My course is finished now as I record, and it's a little bit easier to get things done in a timely way. On December 1st to the 3rd, Venus sextiles Pluto. Now, Pluto's in our sign. We are channeling transpersonal willpower. We are regenerative and transforming our lives. We are the caterpillar becoming some sort of butterfly. All of that aside, when Venus is going to flow in a beautiful way to Pluto from your 11th house of good spirit, you can call it something like windfalls, power and riches from people in places of power, golden transformative opportunities to benefit from an ally, benefactor, someone who wants to help you. Venus up here, especially with the sun, can indicate professional advancement as well, connected to being on stage or, being invited to someone's podcast or being able to be celebrated more visibly, getting a raise, a promotion, or a reward, a perk. Getting a little bit of micro celebrity as well. So this is nice for that. Pluto says transform and wealth, but love of power, power of love, but in a flowing way, in an easy way, in a graceful way. So that's really a juicy window of time, December 1st to the 3rd. I think you're going to appreciate some of your hard work paying off in the earnings, reputation, and careers parts of your chart, because this is the gains of the 10th house. And so you're getting a nice little bump in gains. This is windfalls too. You could have a little mini windfall at this time, from whatever source or form it may be. As we move into the next days, thank you, days. Yeah, I am sharing. As we move forward into the next days, you'll notice that on December 4th, the moon is full, and it's full at 13 degrees of Gemini. 6 months earlier, back February, March, you would have planted a seed during Pisces season in a new moon here in your 5th house. So new beginnings last spring in children, romantic love, things to do with your creative and entrepreneurial and muse-inspired projects, things to do with what brings you pleasure and joy in new beginnings. And now we have a fulfilling moon or completing moon, and it's going to shine really brightly, pretty close to a star here. The star is called Aldebaran, and that star has to do with success in communications in particular. So if you do a kind of a career path that involves writing, speaking, or communicating, that star will be pretty close to the 13-degree lunation, and it can really shine a bright light in that kind of artistic, creative, muse-inspired communication that you're up to, including writing. And so there's something nice that happens on the moon, but the moon, although it is a moon on December 4th, will unfold over the course of 6 months. But you might notice what the impact is within 2 to 3 weeks after the moon itself. So take some notes. Now your children belong there, and there could be a blossoming story with one of your kids with Venus in the 11th house. It could be an announcement that one of your children is pregnant, or you're going to be a grandparent. Venus rules the house of grandchildren, and that could be information or some developments coming your way. And watch those months that follow, whether one of your children is having children. I wouldn't be surprised for the older Aquarians that could be true. If you're of childbearing age, it's possible this could also indicate some fertility window for you, although it's not the strongest I've seen for you having a child. I prefer Jupiter moved into Leo, which he's not till next year. So it's probably for older people, your kids having kids. And Then we're going to talk about the idea here as we move forward that the same lunation could have a side issue of moving you to a new home. And the reason is that your fifth house, well, it has to do with your children and all those other things. It's also being witnessed by Venus, who is going to be the ruler of your fourth house. And so there's other things coming up this month that also could describe a new home coming your way, most likely a rental property coming off the 6 months that follows this moon on December 4th. On December 5th to the 7th, Mercury trines Jupiter. Now, that's always a good energy for commercial success, money success. But where does Mercury sit when he does this trine? He does this from your 10th house, visible reputation, career, actions in the world, and announcements you make to the world, right? Like, this is also where you have weddings and wakes and, celebrations and all of that, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, christenings, Mercury's a messenger up in the 10th house. And there's something that's going to be messaged by you or to you about your career space. And it's going to connect to money, resources, finances, and earnings, stabilizing, maybe increasing in a steadfast, predictable, but dream come true way. And North Node of worldly success as well. You may have an opportunity being offered to you that you feel is exactly the right opportunity for you at this moment professionally. And it connects to Mars in the house of great gains from one's career, who owns that Mercury. So I can see a nice little peaking energy in your career here with some kind of contract, agreement, or opportunity emerging for you, if those of you who are working. Otherwise, if you're retired, maybe something's going on in connection to your visible reputation, and it does connect to money. Or things you do for service in this world. It's tough to read you retired people because, I can't imagine what retirement looks like. I'll always be working on a passion project that the world can see. So I'm doing my best for you. Well, what about the second week of December on the 7th to the 14th? What can we say about that? Well, first things first, Mercury will trine Saturn. Saturn is the energy. Oh, I just did that. December the 14th. So, yeah. No, it's Mercury trine Jupiter. Okay, sorry, guys. What I just said to you like seconds ago about the 5th to the 7th is what's going to come on December 7th to the 9th. Mercury trining Jupiter this way is December 5th to the 7th. I apologize. I'm not going to have time to edit. But they're both positive. You can see this big line, this triangle forming. So what I'll say more clearly is December 5th to the 7th, it's probable that you have a work opportunity coming your way. And then it consolidates and takes form on the 7th to the 9th. And it's all extremely positive for your earnings, resources, money, work success. This can involve employees as well, increasing your success. This can involve a new level of authority in your career and also some kind of new development, like you get a new job, you get a new contract, you get a new work opportunity, or your career profits are increasing during this time through developments that are moving forward, December 5th to the 9th. Sorry about that. And the grand water trine here is very beautiful and does gorgeously to your ability to improve your health as well during this time through dietary changes. All said and done, 5th to the 9th is the same story in two parts. Information, news, consolidation, success, golden opportunity in career and work, actually. Okay. On December the 10th to 11th, Mercury shocks and surprises you with unexpected news as he comes into an opposition to the planet of surprise and unexpected developments, which is Uranus. Now, you had this energy playing out already. All right. You felt some of that around November, we get the exact date in my brain, November the 19th. Okay. And that was a new moon in Scorpio, Cazimi, Mercury. And there was something that went on here around the 19th of November that's back for round 2 on the 10th and 11th of December as he's direct motion over the same piece of sky. So you can go back to November and you can try to remember what you might have been doing around the 19th. And what surprises may have occurred in November, because I can't even tell you, I'm recording before November 19th, where Mercury and Uranus had a jolt with each other. Now, we do have this energy of surprise. And so something about that time did surprise you. And so now it's a second pass on the same thing: home, property, land, real estate. Career, reputation are examples of what this could be about. If you have to move, Jupiter's protecting you, especially if moving involves rentals and rather than purchases. And, the fourth house shaking beneath your feet, so to speak, may not be about you. I was worried that we could have an earthquake somewhere around that moon on the 19th. And I haven't gotten there, but you could be in the earthquake zone. So I'm just saying, but you'll know more because you'll be watching this video after the 19th, hopefully. And what else can I say about it? Mercury is going to surprise you. Mercury is going to give you unexpected developments. Could involve unexpected, surprising news regarding one of your children and their life. Could also have some unexpected, surprising news, developments, etc., regarding your home. Because you might want to move it. As I said, that's all I can give you. It's surprise 2.0. So November 19th connects to December the 9th. They're both intertwined energy. Venus cannot witness Uranus to help out very much. Although if I was using a more modern technique, I could say that Venus will try to deliver unexpected career gains in surprising, shocking ways. If you use the digital income borderless revenue, and if you work on the internet, then this could be a surprise viral hit, more money, some fantastic increase, both November 19th and December 10th. Okay. You'll notice that Mercury moves into Sagittarius in a sign boundary change. He's going to do that, as you see, on December 12th, and he will stay here in the sign of Sagittarius for the rest of the month until January 1st. So Mercury is going to be very busy having you socialize with friends and family. Be careful. He's out of dignity. You might overdo socialization with extended groups of belonging friends. You might be also so busy doing your, look at me, I'm so successful, look at my career gains, look at my perks, look at my rewards, and you're just too busy. There's a lot of Mercury can communicate, speak, talk, write, share with the world, try to influence groups of people, and you may be overdoing it. Be careful, because this is a square he's forming to Saturn. You could have burnout. So watch out for professional burnout despite yourself, December 12th to the end of January. Like I said in the intro, you're going to work too hard at the second half of the month for some reason. Success breeds success, but also ambition can be destabilizing of one's general well-being. Also, Venus is in Sagittarius, as you might have noticed, and she's been here, bless her soul, since just, December. Well, she came into the beginning of the month already in Sagittarius, and will be here till December 24th. And this is going to be a wonderful time then, on first 3 weeks. Let's just say she's all month long, the last bit of November through to December 24th. You can be very celebrated in your career. You could have great perks and rewards. You could have a little bit of celebrity or some kind of shorter term success, like a short term blitz of fame or something like that, but also just greater financial money gains from your career at this time. As she exalts your earnings house, she's trying to bring it for you. She does square the node of fate, and it's a big turning point around your values about finances, earnings. Is this turning point that's happening around December 12th or so? Is it really that kind of, I'd say, to 10th to the 12th, it could be a reframe about your values and beliefs, about your earnings, about your professional advancement, about your worthiness, say, to be successful. There's something going on that's a destined shifting energy field on the nodes of fate connected to increasing your earnings and also being established in your spiritual depth at the same time. And as we look at this time frame, December the 12th, you'll notice that Mars will come into a challenging relationship to the planet Neptune. Mars is kind of like when you took the defogger on your car so you can see when the windshield fogs up. Mars will slice through the fog. And the fog is any kind of fantastical, delusional, illusional rose-colored glasses around second house matters. Second house matters have many meanings. One of them is dietary habits and styles. Another one is things to do with your earnings and resources through your career path. Saturn is trying to make you realistic. Neptune is always trying to make things very, very dream come true, wish fulfillment. So there may be a clarity emerging here, a kind of like, okay, that wasn't realistic. I need to really sit with that. I was completely over the top on my unrealistic perception, because on December 8th and 19th, that's when Mars said, are you burning out? And now Neptune says, can you see what's real and true? Like, can you dispel your fantasies of how much you can possibly do? Because it looks like you're making a lot of success professionally happen here, or you're spending too much time socializing with groups of people, and that's even burning you out. You need to stop, right? Something has to change around this time. So we're seeing all that energy December 8th through to the 15th about those themes I've just mentioned for you. If you have a sibling one older, for some reason, during the entirety of December 7th to the 15th, you're really busy with that sibling one older. There's a lot going on with that sibling, and it flows to you, but it's at crisis moments to do with your health or your dietary habits as well. All right, now we're going to move on to the week of the 14th to the 21st, which is a difficult week for every sign. It's filled with squares, and squares bring tension, conflict, decisions, and actions necessary in a timely manner. So you're kind of having to go with that intensity and make some decisions that are necessary. December 16th to the 17th, it begins with the sun coming through Sagittarius and squaring Saturn. Now, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Because Saturn's going to toughen up the sun, and the sun's going to try to shine the light in a positive way in the 11th house of celebrity and group influence and great gains and friends and social networks and the sibling one older. So that's the sun doing its shining light job up there and squaring Saturn, who's like, wait a minute here. And that's to do with that money, earnings, resources, and also things to do with your dietary habits and with poor Saturn's trying to help Jupiter help you get healthier by changing your diet. So there's a tension moment here. The sun could be like, I don't know, somebody in your social community giving you a authoritative statement, like you're looking like you need to really stop drinking, you're looking like you're lushing out here, something like that. Or you could have some kind of professional opportunity, which is very classic when the sun, Mercury, and Venus are up there, and it comes at a cost or it requires immediate decision making. Like you have no time to think about it, you got to get down with figuring it out right now. Here comes a professional opportunity. Venus wants to make it good for you. Venus is trying to tell you, take this thing, it's great. And it could be the square just says, you need to really think about, saying yes or no, one way or the other. This is your time. You'll notice that December 15th, when this professional opportunity thing may emerge, you'll notice that Mars has moved into Capricorn. This is your 12th house. This is where we're getting to the ashrams and stuff. Like I said earlier, as the month progresses, you want to be alone. You want to go deep. You want to travel, but you want to get away from it all. You want to get out of the hustle of the world. And Mars starts to activate that story, exalted in Capricorn, bless his soul, already here, on December the 15th. And he continues to do that till January 23rd, where he will be meeting with Sun and Venus. It's a big month for you. We'll get to that in January, but it will compel you to find alone solace, solitude, and downtime away from the light of the world. So keep that in mind. It would be good to plan a trip alone or get away from it all sometime during that December 15th to January 23rd. It would serve you to travel at that time. Now, on December 20th to the 21st, the sun then squares Neptune. Neptune's next in the crosshairs here. And so from the 20th to the 21st of the month, here, 20th to the 21st of the month, that whole idea of all this professional accolades that you seem to be getting through reputation, career, perks, rewards, more money, more success, more celebrity, whatever it is, or just too much social time with large groups of people. This square is going to also slow things down. But also Neptune represents filmmaking, filmography, storytelling, videography, production, YouTube, any channels that do that. And there's a kind of intense decision opportunity as well. It's the same energy that you saw with, in some ways, with the sun. Is there a golden career opportunity emerging that's outside the box of what you were expecting? Maybe because you're surprised. Uranus could say, and it's a bit of a surprise. And then you have to say yes or no, one way or the other. So you're trying to decide what to do. It's a decision-making crux of time, December 16th to the 21st, around professional and monetary matters. On December the 21st, Venus squares Saturn. Now she gets to get into the mix. So as we move towards Christmas, no, sorry, guys. Sorry. As we move to the 21st, 20th, 21st, Venus is in a square to Saturn. Venus, Saturn. It's all the same story that began on December 16th. Sun square Saturn, Venus square Saturn, Sun square Neptune. And then later on the 22nd, Venus square Neptune. Everybody wants you to figure something out during this time. Let's say the 16th to the 22nd and 23rd. Figure out what it is you want to do regarding your wishes, dreams, and goals, long-term goals, career success, gains in your career, celebrity and money, and earnings and resources. Coming to a pivot point of some turning point energy. You need to make a choice. You need to figure it out. You need to make a decision. And this is your time to do it. December 19th, new moon in Sagittarius at 28 degrees. The new moon at 28 degrees is a fresh start that lasts up to 6 months. Although within the December 19th timeframe, add 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you should see what it's about. A fresh start in your career gains, social circles, reputation, a fresh start with an older sibling, a fresh start in revising and moderating your long-range goals, dreams, and plans. When this fresh start new moon happens, Mercury squaring the nodes of fate, it will destinedly have a destined change in the way you make money, earn money, invest money. It's going to change your whole portfolio of how money comes to you. It's a fresh start that's destined and fated. A new beginning is coming here. You won't know the totality of this fresh start in the career path, and you'll have to wait to see where it takes you. It'll be up to 6 months to know the totality of it. However, with Mercury ruling your entrepreneurial, creative, and artistic house, it definitely could be very much activating that. And this is a similar thing to say announcements of new fresh starts and new beginnings, because you're going to be a grandparent emerging off of this new moon. Watch for the 6 months that follow and see if you don't become a grandparent. I bet you will. As I said, Neptune and Venus do the same dance on the 22nd. That's Venus, Neptune. I already covered it. I told you the story. On December the 30th, Mercury squares Saturn. Okay, well, you have to go back in time. Okay, travel back all the way back. Mercury squaring Saturn on December 30th. I want you to time travel back to December 8th and 9th. Because on December 8th and 9th, Mars squared Saturn. Now Mercury is following through on what Mars started. Something started December 8th and 9th. It's coming to a sort of decision-making, action-taking kind of new vibe on December 30th. So we'll get to December 30th right here. Yeah. What is this about? It's something to do with your money, earnings, and resources, and it's something to do with your career and reputation vis-a-vis earnings and profitability. And again, it takes you back to December 8th, 9th. And then this is like a kind of last decision, last act, last focal point. And Mercury does rule your house of your creative and entrepreneurial story. So that could be a turning point there. And so that's what we've got. Now, as I said, you're going to have a lot of energy moving through here. Venus has entered Capricorn. She loves her pleasures. She does. And she's with Mars, who loves to travel, and the sun, who brings the light into the winter hours. So I bet you any money that some of you will be very wanting to and successfully choosing to December 24th through to as late as January, third week of January, travel to another place in the world, to a distant shore, far off land, to find solace and solitude alone, recuperation, enjoyment of stillness, and downtime. I would advise you choose that as early as December 24th to as late as January 23rd. It fits what the sky is giving you. Okay. Thanks for listening, fellow Aquarians. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all my offers in my description box below. I'm so sorry I'm so blurry. Welcome to my old MacBook Pro. My new MacBook will be back to Pro. My MacBook Air, my MacBook Pro will be back soon. Bye-bye.